Welcome to A Day in Old Japan. In this episode, you wake up as a child in Edo, Japan. This is a calm historical reconstruction, based on everyday patterns rather than a single person's diary. Before dawn, the city of Edo is not silent. It breathes in small wooden rooms, in narrow lanes, and in the soft scrape of someone preparing the fire. Imagine that you wake as a child in this world. You are not waking to a phone, an alarm clock, or electric light. You are waking to the color of paper screens, to the chill of the floor, and to the voices of a household that has already begun to move. Outside, the street is still dim, but the day has rules, and everyone seems to know them before you do. Morning begins quietly, almost carefully, because the house is small and the people inside depend on one another. Your bed is a futon, laid out at night and folded away in the morning. The room is not large, and privacy is limited, but every object has a place. A wooden chest. A low table. A worn cloth. The smell of straw mats. In a city of many people and frequent fires, space is precious, and daily life depends on habits repeated with care. You learn to move around adults, baskets, tools, and cooking things without being told every time. The home is not only a place to rest. It is a place where work begins, where manners are practiced, and where children learn what kind of household they belong to. Breakfast is simple. Rice when the household can afford it, soup, pickles, perhaps leftovers from the day before. Food is not entertainment first, it is fuel for work, school, errands, and survival. As a child, you learn quickly that helping is part of belonging. You carry water, sweep, watch younger children, or run small messages for adults. These chores may seem ordinary, but they teach the map of the neighborhood and the rhythm of the family. You learn which well is crowded, which neighbor is kind, which shopkeeper notices everything, and which adult expects a proper bow before speaking. When you step outside, Edo feels alive. Vendors call out. Shutters open. Sandals strike the packed earth. The city is one of the largest in the world, but your world is also local: neighbors, shops, alleys, wells, temples, bridges, and the familiar faces who know your family. News travels by voice, by rumor, by printed sheets, and by the rhythm of people moving through the streets. For a child, the city is both exciting and watched. Someone always seems to recognize you. Freedom exists, but it is held inside custom, safety, status, and the expectations of adults. A child's education depends on family, class, location, and opportunity. Some children attend a temple school and practice reading, writing, and arithmetic. Others learn mostly by watching adults work. You may copy characters with a brush, count coins, help in a shop, or memorize the manners expected from your household. Childhood exists, but it is shorter and more practical than many modern people imagine. A lesson can happen at a desk, but it can also happen while measuring goods, folding cloth, preparing a tool, or listening to an older person correct your speech. Knowledge is useful when it helps the household continue. Still, the day is not only duty. There are small pleasures: a toy, a sweet, a story, a seasonal festival, the bright pattern of a kimono passing by, or the sound of a performer in the street. Edo culture is rich with printed images, theater, food stalls, and rituals of the calendar. For a child, wonder often appears in brief moments between chores. A kite in the sky, a temple bell, a bright snack wrapped in paper, or a crowd gathering for a festival can stay in memory longer than an entire morning of work. The city teaches discipline, but it also offers surprise. By evening, the city changes color. Cooking smoke rises. Lanterns appear. The same streets that felt busy in daylight become warmer, narrower, and more mysterious. Fire is useful and frightening. In wooden Edo, everyone understands its danger. Families settle indoors, tools are put away, and the day's noise slowly lowers into conversation. You may hear adults speaking about money, weather, illness, work, or a rumor from another district. Much of it is not meant for children, but children hear more than adults think. Evening is when the household gathers itself again after being scattered through the day. At night, you lie down again on the futon. The household is close around you. Outside, a watchman may pass, reminding people to guard against fire. You have not lived an easy day, but you have lived a full one, shaped by family, work, season, and neighborhood. To wake as a child in Edo, Japan is to wake inside a world where every small task teaches you how the city survives. The day ends without electric light, without a private bedroom, and without many of the comforts modern people expect. But it also ends inside a dense human world, where memory, duty, skill, and community are woven into the smallest moments. Before we leave Edo, here is a little more context. Edo grew into one of the world's largest cities, but it was experienced through neighborhoods. A well, a small shop, a temple, a bridge, and the people living nearby could matter more to daily life than the distant center of government. The city was enormous, yet most people moved through a familiar local world. A city can be vast on a map, yet feel intimate when every errand begins with people who know your name. That local scale is one of the keys to imagining Edo as a lived place rather than a distant historical setting. The homes and streets you have seen were shaped by a difficult fact: much of Edo was built from wood and paper.